Hello, my name is Nick DiCello. I'm here with my partners, Dennis Lansdowne and Peter Weinberger. Pete, Dennis, the two of you had an opportunity to practice law with Mr. Spangenberg, with Craig. Tell us a little bit about the legacy that Mr. Spangenberg instilled in the firm when it comes to bar foundation, bar association engagement.
Well, I think part of the culture of the firm was always that being involved in the local bar associations was just expected, that's what you did as a lawyer. As a young lawyer, you belonged to the young lawyer sections, and when you progressed further in your career, you belonged to the sections and to the different organizations within the bar and the board and later on the foundation. And so it was just expected. And Pete had a more direct sort of lineage relationship with Craig, with Craig's presidency of the Cuyahoga County Bar.
And when I joined the firm, it was clear to me that this firm supported its lawyers' involvement in the Bar Association as a high priority. And it wasn't just to establish contacts. I mean, obviously, a lot of people join bar associations in order to do that. But it was because the firm, the partners, the people that founded this firm believed deeply in how important bar involvement was to improve the profession, to be involved in the community. And as I look at the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association now and see their involvement in the community in a wide range of activities, it seems like we've at least met those goals that our firm thought were so important from the very beginning.
That was kind of my experience here at this firm. It was just kind of expected to do it. And we're trial lawyers, we're litigators, we're advocates, and we're often dealing with other professionals in an adversary relationship. There are winners and losers. And what I found is the engagement that I was encouraged to undertake with the bar really hones your skills and teaches you how to engage with professionals in a professional manner. You learn a certain respect that if you don't have innately in our profession, certainly you're going to learn that in these engagement with the Bar Association. And, working here at our firm, professionalism is just such an important core value. Tell us about, is your experience similar to mine, that you get that kind of experience when you're dealing with professionals, especially as a trial lawyer in endeavors with the Bar Association?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that Pete mentioned, people join the bars to make contacts, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the idea was that you would be part of this bar association that was representing all members of the bar. What I found was that when I got involved in young lawyers, I met lawyers from a lot of different firms and practices that I would have never met before. I would have never, you get into your own niche and you see the same lawyers over and over again. They're doing the same things you are. And I got to meet a number of lawyers in different firms and practices and in-house lawyers. I got to understand more what they did, how they gave back to the community. And it was not only professionally rewarding, but personally, some of the people that I'm sure you had the same experience, Pete, some of the people that I was involved with in the young lawyers section are still my good friends today, and we talk to each other, we see each other, and now, back then we were all young having kids, now we see each other and we talk about our grandkids. So it's a funny experience professionally, but also personally, it was just enriching.
To kind of follow up on that, Dave Weiner was the one that got me involved in the Young Lawyers section of the Cleveland Bar Association, even though I was also involved in the Cuyahoga Bar Association at a fairly young age in my career. And one of the things that I got to do was become Law Day chairman. Through various contacts that we had, was able to invite Judge John Sirica as our Law Day speaker. For those of you young like Nick, John Sirica was the Watergate judge. And he had actually just finished the Nixon case. So Watergate occurred while I was in law school. By 1977, I think, or 78, when Sirica was the Law Day speaker, in a brand new Justice Center in that big rotunda
Yeah.
or atrium of the Justice Center.
Yeah.
He was, I mean, he drew like 1,200, 1,300 people for the first time for a Law Day ceremony. I tell that story because to me, it's just a typical anecdote of how a young lawyer gets involved and then gets to participate in an amazing event that celebrated the system of justice through a judge who was, you know, prominent nationally at the time.
I found that beyond just the relationships you make within the legal community, you know, as a group, we've got a really robust legal community here in Cleveland. I mean, it really is kind of off the charts, relatively speaking. So the impact that we can have as lawyers on the broader community and the initiatives is something that's drawn me to the bar as somebody from Cleveland. And in our work, we're often impacting in important ways the lives of individual clients. And that's what really motivates us. We're privileged to do it. And I see collectively the bar having that ability. So the bar has now been around for 150 years. Spangenberg, Shibley, and Liber, or some iteration thereof, has been around for going on 80 of those years. And throughout that time, our firm has contributed and made gifts. You know, Dennis, what's been your experience of, you've been making those decisions on behalf of the firm now, and your predecessors did that. Tell us a little bit about Spangenberg's legacy and those initiatives.
The foundation was a natural for us, and the foundation is one thing that I think all the lawyers in town should be extremely proud of. It really does tremendous work, as all of us know. It didn't really exist in the sense that it does now, not too long ago, when the initiative came that the Bar Foundation was going to raise $1 million. I mean, people's eyes rolled and thought, is that really going to happen? We were one of the firms that was first to contribute to that effort in a substantial way. We did it as an investment and as a reflection of our values for what the bar can do. And now you look at the foundation and the endowment that it has, that not long ago would have seemed impossible. The foundation is an example of, and I've been on the board of the foundation, and I've been on the board of the Bar Association as well. The foundation is somewhere where you can meet a lot of people with different interests, but the foundation board really is dedicated to doing things for the community. And so you see people coming together to do those kinds of things, even if you don't want to get involved in some of the other sections and things like that. That doesn't appeal to you. The foundation offers that, and so I really enjoyed my time on the foundation board and the various events that they had, the Halloween run and Rock the Foundation, and things that have become staples now. But I have to say, I guess now, I was there for the first Halloween run, the first Rock the Foundation, and all those kinds of things. And so now it's become a part of the legal practice. And so that's a great thing to see. And that's been part of our involvement from the firm in all of those things.
Pete, I want to get to it, just to speak to something you said, when you can see kind of now the fruits of the labor and those initial gifts and investments. You know, we now have young kids who received scholarships and grants, who have taken those to go on to law school, to graduate from law school, and who are now practicing members in the legal community and members of the Bar Association and sitting on the board.
Right.
So, you know, that's a testament to you and to the people who put those programs in place, the kind of impact that you're having. We now have colleagues who are lawyers that otherwise wouldn't have been because of these initiatives.
Yeah.
You know, you can go shake their hand.
Yeah. And I think besides the scholarships, the other things that we did with the moot court and essay contests that got young students involved and who may have never met a lawyer in their lives.
Right.
So yeah, those are very gratifying to see that come to fruition.
Well, as the old guy in the room among the three of us, I remember a time when we didn't even have a foundation. Now, the Cuyahoga Bar Association did begin to have a foundation early on, because it was associated with a fundraiser that our firm was involved in, and then I helped chair as a successor to Ed Weiner, and that was the Holiday No Dinner Dance, which raised money specific to feeding the hungry. So rather than have a big bash with, as we did in the past, where everybody got dressed up and paid money to have dinner, we went out and got donations from restaurants around the northeastern Ohio. We had a venue donated to us, and literally all of the proceeds of that, and some of the firms actually had their holiday bashes right there. The proceeds for that went directly to the Hunger Task Force. This is back 35, 40 years ago, really was the brainchild of Ed Weiner. And so that sort of got the idea of a foundation going. And I think the Cleveland Bar saw what was happening and, wanted to do the same thing. And then ultimately it sort of morphed into this amazing foundation that we now have today. Actually, now that I think about it, think of what it does to enhance the reputation of lawyers in our community. And not just our firm, obviously, but lawyers in general in our community about in terms of how we give back to the community. And I wanted to make one other point to something that you said earlier. One of the things that I've noticed since I've had the opportunity to get involved in sort of national type litigation and interacted with lawyers around the country as part of my role here in the firm is the reputation of the lawyers in the Cleveland area. Yeah. And that we just have this amazing reputation as a bar in general, as lawyers who represent both plaintiffs as well as corporations. The fact that our Bar Association has been thriving and the foundation has created this amazing fund just sort of builds on the reputation that I think lawyers in the Cleveland area have.
Yeah, I think it's reflective of the type of collegiality and professionalism that we have across the bar, that we're all contributing to these collective initiatives, getting behind it. Pete, I know you were interviewed about this, but we're thrilled that you are one of the honorees for the Living Legacy Award. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts on getting that.
Other than being shocked, I'm truly honored. I want to talk about the people that I was recognized with, or some of them. Yeah. But I also want to say that I think I was recognized because I succeeded a number of partners here that were presidents and that were very involved. Yeah. Partners like Jack Liber and Don Tracy and Norm Shibley, and of course Craig at the Kaga Bar. And the fact that we merged the two bar associations and now have this very strong bar association is really a testament to both Don and Jack, who made that a priority of their presidencies. And ultimately, it took a while to get done, but it did get done. Now, specific to your question, I think about the two judges, or two of the judges that were honored, Judge Dan Polster and Judge Joan Sonnenberg, that have been honored with me and that I'm so pleased to be honored with. Two members of the judiciary that I believe set an example, not only for the hard work they do on the bench, but also about the way they do it, the judicial temperament that they have, the fact that every decision they make is so well thought out and done with not only judicial firmness, but also with compassion. This is a day where the judiciary is being attacked, where the independence of the judiciary is being attacked. And I don't want to get too much on my soapbox here, but these two jurists who are being honored are perfect examples of what's right with the justice system. Yeah.
And those two judges, not coincidentally, are so often involved in events and activities at the bar, at whatever it is, that they'll be there, they show up, and they're part of the bar completely. You can learn something from that, and younger judges may learn something from that too. The importance of the judiciary being involved in in the bar.
Right. When called upon, you do. You see those two judges
Right.
all the time out there giving of their time. In the last few moments, we've been talking about the legacy of our firm. We've been talking about the legacy of the bar itself as we approach 150 years. Over the course of your career, Dennis, you've talked about how you've engaged yourself in the bar and some of the relationships it's rewarded you with. Tell us a little bit about what you think the Bar Association has done for you throughout your professional career.
Professionally, just meeting and learning from different lawyers, from different practices, different firms. Obviously, I belong to the sections and the professional opportunities that are there, but I'd say more important, frankly, for me, it has been the personal connections that I've had, the opportunities to meet people and work with them on various projects back starting when we were in the young lawyers section, and just an example of people coming together and this bar coming together and doing something. When I was with the young lawyers section was just at the time that the AIDS crisis was ravaging the country, and people didn't know what to do, didn't know how to deal with it, didn't know how to respond to it. And the young lawyers section decided that we were going to train lawyers how to represent people with HIV and AIDS. We were one of the, other than the coastal bar firms, New York and Los Angeles, San Francisco, we were one of the first bar associations. And when the young lawyers section brought that to the board, which was kind of like the senior bar association, and we brought it to them. We didn't know what kind of reception we were going to get. It was still pretty controversial, and unanimously they said, we have to do this. And we held a training on a Saturday morning, and it was standing room only. The people from the bar that wanted to come out and do something about this. And it was just one of the great moments at an early time in my career that solidified for me that this bar association has such a great, deep membership and a willingness to serve the public and the people. And so it just inspired me for many years. It still inspires me even to talk about it. So that's just one example that I would give, and I'm sure Pete has others and more. So.
Yeah, Pete, anything from your time in leadership that you're particularly proud of that the Bar Association undertook?
I'm not going to directly answer your question, but I think I'm going to give you an example.
Okay.
When I became president of the Chicago Bar Association, I actually wasn't a member of the firm at the time. I was in my own small little firm. I asked Craig Spangenberg if he would be our keynote speaker. Craig's theme, it was sort of like the Gettysburg Address. It was short, it was tight, it was concise, and it had an amazing message. And the message was how lucky we are as lawyers, because and particularly as trial lawyers, because we are provided the venue and the tools by the public. We're provided the court system, the jury commissioner, the jurors, the bailiffs. And his theme was, what is our responsibility as lawyers when we are provided this basically place to work and to provide justice to our clients and to the community at large? There are some that look at the practice of law as a business. One of the things that has been our theme in our firm is that we are truly a profession and not a business. And as professionals, we owe a duty to the public and to society to improve our communities. And I think the work that we do through the Bar Association and through our law firm is a perfect example of that.
As we're here reflecting on 150 years of the bar, I said our firm's been around 80 years. And as we wrap up, I just want to say, it's been my privilege and honor to practice with the both of you, and encouraging me to pursue leadership in the bar has been likewise rewarding for me in many different ways at different times, addressing different problems. So I want to thank you all for your time today.
Thank
Well,
you.
good luck on your presidency.
Yes, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, guys.